Reekin Havoc.
Reekin Havoc.
News, interviews, and more.
We just reek of Huntsville Havoc hockey.
We're back with a full episode of the Reekin Havoc podcast. I'm Tim Lambert. This week, Laura Pitts will go all the way back to 1995, the first year of the Channel Cat, for a conversation with Senator Jonathan Dubois. We'll also have another edition of Huntsville's Greatest Hits and catch up on the latest roster edition, too, as the Reekin Havoc podcast continues.
The Reekin Havoc podcast.
One of the worst feelings you can have is that of being stranded. Well, BT's towing, tire, and truck repair makes that a thing of the past, with 24/7 towing services and roadside assistance in the northern Alabama and southern Tennessee areas. But that's not all. They also offer truck and trailer repair, mobile welding, brake service and repair, new and used tires, and other major and minor repairs. Their name says it all, BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair. For 24/7 response, call 497-8234. That's 497-8234. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair.
Athens Utilities comprises Athens Electric, Athens Gas, and Athens Water Services. Together, we are committed to providing reliable and affordable electricity, natural gas, and water and wastewater services. We operate as part of the City of Athens, and just like our city's motto of Athens is classic, Southern, character, we believe in supporting what makes our community special. Call 233-8750. Come by our office at 508 South Jefferson Street or look for the link online at athensal.us.
Got something to say? Put it on a t-shirt, or hoodie, or apron, or even an iPhone case. Just go to daddyoscustomtees.com and make it happen. Look through their selection of ready-made designs, or make one of your own. Check out their special hockey designs, too. With Daddy O's Custom Tees, you can truly have it your way. Look for Daddy O's Custom Tees on Facebook, follow them on Twitter or Instagram, or go online to daddyoscustomtees.com. That's DADDYOS Custom TEES.com. Daddy O's Custom Tees. They've got your back or front.
Let's go in the slot.
Welcome back, Havoc fans, to another Reekin Havoc podcast. This week in the slot, I have Jonathan Dubois with us. He has played in 12 leagues during his career, 17 teams, one of those being the Channel Cats. He is one of the former players of the Channel Cats back in their first year, early days, and he's got some really cool stories that he's going to share with us. Jonathan, thank you for taking some time to catch up with us.
It's a pleasure.
So tell us a little bit. It's been a while, it seems, since you've had, your hockey skates on. So what have you been up to?
Oh, wow. Right now I'm a pipe insulter. Yeah, I've been have a career now, I guess, after hockey.
And where are you living at? Are you still in Alabama or have you moved back home?
No, I'm at home with my family, my parents. Yes.
And where is that exactly?
Right in between Quebec City and Montreal. It's called Drummondville.
Okay. Is that where you grew up or is that
it's where I'm born.
Nice. So do you still have the itch to get back out on the ice or have you completely hung those skates up?
Oh, well, actually, I guess, I would say I would always wonder what I'm going to do after hockey. And when I was close to the end, I just quit playing and tried to figure out what I'm going to do after hockey. And I've been skate much in the past 20 years, tell you what. And yeah, and when I went to the John Gibson autism game for autism, I didn't look that good because I don't skate anymore. Yes, no. But it was awesome to be there for that, though.
Yeah.
Good job, Gibby. Yeah, Gibby's doing a great job for that, and Georgie too, and everybody's that stayed in Huntsville is doing a great job for the people, man. Awesome.
What was it like coming back for that game, for that special benefit, and getting maybe even to see former players that you'd been with?
Well, it was awesome. It was great to be in the locker room again. Yes, and smelling all those stinky mitts. That was fun to be in town. See the downtown is amazing, man. What they did with the downtown too, and wow,
So when you left Huntsville and you were, done playing in the Huntsville area, you never came back and visited. Was that like the first time that you had come back?
Oh no, I have come back and visit friends. Yeah, but not that long. But yeah, after I was in San Antonio, and often I will drive through Huntsville to come back to my hometown.
So
So,
during your hockey career, you played in 12 different leagues, and of those leagues, you had 17 different teams. So take us back to the beginning. Tell us a little bit about how you just became involved, maybe even in your younger years in hockey. How did that start for you?
well, younger here, I mean, what age?
Well, when did you start playing?
Oh, yeah, that young. Well, I think my grandmother used to put me skates on. I didn't even skate yet, and she pushed me down the hill. And in Quebec, yeah, there's a lot of ice rink in the wintertime at the park. So, yeah, soon you finish school, just grab your skate and go skate. And usually I was by myself. I had to clean the ice, the snow on the ice. I will do it by myself. And usually when I'm done, people will start coming out because they didn't want to clean off the ice.
No, and for those of us who aren't kind of don't understand now about how that process worked, explain really what that meant for you to be a young kid out there cleaning the ice.
Oh, well, those shovel were really heavy at 7 years old, and you have to grab that snow and put it over the board. You kind of, when I think about it, kind of what started to build my muscles a bit because, yeah, every other kids was inside and watching, I guess. And I was out there and cleaning up the ice by myself.
That's funny. So at some point, when did you kind of decide that hockey might be something you want to make a career of?
Oh, well, I don't think I never really think about making a career out of it. I just love the game and just wanted to play hockey. So just wanted to play.
And when did you, like, take us into maybe some of those early leagues and early things and stuff when you started playing?
Well, I was kind of, people were saying I had a natural talent at an early age, but like I told them, yeah, I was at the ice rink almost every day. So we put some hours more than the other kids, I guess. And that's how people say I was maybe more talented than others, but it's not the natural talent. It's just I was out there more than every other kids.
How did you end up down here in Huntsville? How did that whole journey
Well,
come?
it's kind of funny because, well, when I was 19 and 18 and 20, I went to the Canadian Championship in Junior A. And we finished second in Canada and third in Canada. Got beat twice by Kelowna Spartans in British Columbia. And yeah, I decided that they're not going to beat me 3 times. So when I was 20 years old, I went play for them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
And after that, I came back to Quebec and I finished my junior. Then after this time, there was nothing else in Canada for a 21-year-old to play, really. So I went to Montreal for a free agent training camp. And the guy find me a training camp in East Coast League in Mobile, Alabama. And did the camp, did all right, did pretty good, and didn't make the team. So I called back the guy, and he gave me 2 phone numbers. He's like, I got a West Palm Beach in Huntsville, Alabama. So I'm not stupid. I call West Palm Beach first, right?
Of course, right? It's a little bit warmer down there.
Well, the guy, I knew him. He was the captain of the team in junior when I played for the Drummondville Voltigeur, where I got drafted in major junior. And I didn't play many games with them because it's small and didn't have a spot. So I called the guy and I asked him, hey, can you guarantee me a contract? And the guy in Palm Beach is like, no, we can't do this. Like, oh, great. How many guy in camp? Like 45. I'm like, all right, I'll call you back. Then I call Huntsville, Alabama, Larry Ford, and I'm not sure. I think it was Brent Saperja I think it's Brent Saperja that answered the phone. Ask him the same question. Can you guarantee me a contract? No, we can do this. They're like, okay, how many guy in camp? It's like 25. I'm like, okay, I'll be right there. I had a way more chance to make the team with 25 than 45, right?
What did you think about, I mean, even back then in the early 90s, about hockey being in the state of Alabama? Was that kind of like a shock to you, being from somewhere where hockey is such a relevant thing and there's snow and all those other stuff?
Well, at this time, I think Wayne Gretzky already went to Los Angeles, right? And Americans were already stealing hockey from Canada type of deal. And I'm like, if I'm going to play hockey, I've been playing all those years in the north. And when I want to play in shorts in January, we're going to practice for sure, right? So it was a no brainer for me. I wanted to play South.
And so you were a part of that first year that the Channel Cats were around, correct?
1996, yes.
Yeah. You were a part of a brand new team, a brand new era of hockey in the state, so to speak. It was kind of a trial year. What did you have any, reservation about going into this, knowing everything was pretty much a new, clean, full slate?
Well, I didn't know what I was getting into. That's for sure. The first year was the Southern Hockey League. It was kind of a different league, right? It was only there for 1 year. And as soon as the team was done, it was Huntsville. The first year was we were just a bunch of reject from all the other teams. And we built a great chemistry and a dynasty, I think. It was amazing being part of that team, and couldn't ask for a better first 5 years of my career. And now that I know what I know today, I should have never left that place, right?
That the never leaving thing is kind of I say it's a running joke, but it's like a real thing when it comes to Havoc hockey. People don't leave or they regret it after they do leave. So that doesn't surprise me.
Well, it's awesome. It's a big town, but it's a small town, and people are still friendly. Southern hospitality really hit all the team. Every single player had a special for fans or booster club, or
yeah.
And the team chemistry over there, for some reason, it always been great, except when maybe Pat Bingham was there, but that's another story. But he kind of break the dynasty up. Yeah, the Von Braun Center, didn't even know who was Von Braun before I got there. Von Braun would make a little cachet. Nice place to play hockey.
Well, that first year you were part of with that first team, what were some of the special moments that you can recall that maybe fans can also recall along with you?
We broke so many records and we did so many great plays. And sadly, on YouTube, we can only see us fighting out there. But the team we had there, man, we played some amazing hockey. Probably I haven't seen that type of hockey anywhere else. That we had a great team, that we had a dynasty for sure. Yeah.
And part of that dynasty, included a couple of championship cups too. Tell us a little bit about your experience playing for some of those cups.
Oh, well, it was awesome. My rookie year, I won in Huntsville, and the team was so great. I missed because we were partying with the championship and the cup and the pool and everything. I missed the plane 3 times to go to Michigan and to win another cup over there in the Colonial Hockey League. And the alarm was ringing and everything, but nobody was waking up.
That's hilarious.
I didn't miss that. The coach in Michigan say, "Well, this is the last time. This is the last ticket. If you miss that one, you're not coming." I was like, "Okay, I got to be on that plane, I guess."
So, how were you able to be in 2 different, I guess, cup runs, I mean, were you moving to a different team at that time, or how? It's kind of
Actually, it's Larry Floyd's buddy, Nichols. Forgot his first name. The coach in Michigan was Nichols, and in the season, I went and played 2 games with them, or 1 game to be to be in the playoff roster. So yeah, by playing that game, I was in the playoff roster. So when we were done, I was able to go play with them. And when I went and played that 1 game with them in the season, I went back to, I think it was Daytona Beach, and my gear didn't make it back, so I used the trainer's gear. And I still score a goal.
that's hilarious. What kind of hockey player? If you were to explain what kind of hockey player you are, you know, in terms of, are you one of those more physical ones? You like to get in there, and were you a fighter, or were you more reserved? How would you kind of define?
Well, I was a team player, well around passer. I like to find my friend Chris George and Alex Kolomayev in the slot. And that was my best target. I like to pass the puck. Since when I was a kid, I didn't pass the puck. They used to bench me to score too many goals. So, Holder, I had a empty net and I passed the puck. He went there. Yeah, they broke me down. What can I say?
We'll be back with more of the Reekin Havoc podcast.
My name is Joel, and I came to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in December of 1987 to be treated for osteosarcoma, which is bone cancer. We didn't know anything about St. Jude. We didn't know what they meant, or that, you know, when we got here, what we would do, how it would be taken care of. And when we arrived, we found out that my family wasn't going to have to pay for any of my treatment, not for my medicine, not for travel, not for housing, not for food. St. Jude was going to cover all that. St. Jude supported me in every way, from, you know, taking that financial burden off my parents to making sure that all of my family was included in this time. St. Jude literally means everything to me. I get to go home to my family tonight. I get to cook dinner for them. That's what you're giving. You are giving us everything by supporting St. Jude. So thank you so much.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hey, this is Alex Brandrup, and you're listening to the Reekin Havoc podcast.
You were a part of the Channel Cats for 5 years. You had a break where I think you were gone for maybe 1, or just kind of, you know, in the other team for that time. But during those 5 years, I mean, how do you put into words really what being a part of that organization kind of meant to you?
Oh, well, it's the best time of my life, really. How can I describe this with a few words? It's what every player's wish, to be a part of a team that everybody accept each other and want to win, you know, and do anything for winning. This is the first year, you know, the final, I think we play 16 times in that team, and we only won 1 game, I think, the whole season, and we beat them in the final, you know. Of course, the Quick Cox came in and helped us, but the whole team pushed for the win, and we had one thing in mind: it's to win it.
So you ended up playing 5 seasons with the Channel Cats, and then you ended up leaving. So tell us a little bit about how the rest of your hockey career after your time with the Channel Cats went.
It was the hardest thing for me in my career to play off knowing that I was traded. Never experienced that before or after, and I don't wish it to nobody. For my brain, it's no good. No, the playoff was hard. Played hurt many times, physical hurt, but this type of when you know you're traded and you play playoff, it's something nobody should live. Let's put it that way.
So tell me a little bit, if you don't care to talk a little about the trade part, because I've not had any other, you know, players really talk about that, and I don't quite really understand how that process works. But for you, maybe it was different back then than it is now. Did it catch you off guard? Was it not something you were expecting? All of those things.
I got traded for the coach was the Stewards. That was we won with him in Huntsville in 1999, and he took the job in San Antonio, and It was just like, yes, I wanted to try something else and try a bigger city, 1.5 million San Antonio, it's 1.5 million people there. After what I know, I would have stayed in Huntsville. San Antonio was great, but nothing like Huntsville.
When you say there was nothing like Huntsville, was it just the atmosphere? Was it the organization?
Oh, well, traffic.
Traffic, weather, food, all that thing.
San Antonio was great. Don't get me wrong. I had a blast over there. It was a good team. But when you go to a team that want to win and you have a lot of good players, there's different, let's say, type of person. And in Huntsville, for the first year, I don't mind to say it. I had a pay cut. I was making more money in junior than I was making pro. I was making $275 a week, for my rookie year.
Yeah.
I'd rather play hockey for $275 than work in a shop, though. So, yes, good players make less money. You don't see that often, and you want to eat the boards as much as they make $1,000 a week. You can find that anywhere, I think, and that's what I was able to offer to that team when I was 21 years old.
So what kind of brought you to the end of your hockey career? How did you know it was time to quit and hang it up?
Oh, actually, in 2006, I got a really bad hit in the center ice, 17 stitches, 5-minute, and a knockoff, unconscious. Never been the same after that hit, I can say.
Wow.
It started after that. I played in France, and I say to people, so I was like a vacation because in France it's like one game a week, so not many games. It's like a Club Med, a vacation. I think the record in Alabama and Huntsville is 14 games in 23 days in the December, because everybody's off for Christmas. I think, yeah, that's a record. 14 games in 23 days. So over there, 14 games, it's once a week a game. It's 3 months. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Other than that, what's different playing hockey, I guess, in France than here, other than the time of the week or how many games you play?
Well,
I would assume the rules stay the same, maybe, so to speak.
Tennis is bigger than hockey over there. And then pétanque, what's pétanque in English? What's pétanque? The game you throw the balls in the camping ground, is you throw a small ball and you got to be the closest to the ball. How we call it? Bocce balls. Bocce balls?
Yeah, bocce ball. Yeah.
Bocce ball is bigger than hockey in France.
Wow. So how did you end up getting an opportunity to actually go over there and play?
Well, in 99, after we won in 99, I went play in California in the summertime, professional roller hockey. And the guy in the team there was actually an agent. And he's the one that I asked him, hey, do you think you can find me a team in France? And he found me a team in France, so I went to try it. And I always wanted to experience that. And I lived it, and it was fun. It's an 8-month contract. Got to travel around France and visit the whole country. But hockey-wise, they're a little bit behind, compared to, I think the team in Huntsville would have been the best team over there, like we were, yeah, it's different. It's not the same type of hockey at all.
I read somewhere that you did play some roller hockey, correct?
Yes, this is just what I mentioned in 1999 in the San Jose Rhinos.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, I've never had anyone really chat with me about how roller hockey goes and how that process went. So, tell us a little bit about your experience playing roller hockey for that 1 year.
I went there with Igor Bondarev, so it was kind of really cool with him and his wife at the time. And it's kind of awesome. We were in California in San Jose, 30 minutes from Santa Cruz. We're traveling with the planes as well. Compared to us and the minors, we used the bus, and we played in a few NHL rinks, so it was amazing as well. And the whole experience was great over there. For 2 months and a half. The contract was 26 games, $200 a game, and $100 more for a win. So you're for sure you rack up 5,600. If you make the math, it was 5,200 plus the win. So in 2 months and a half, apartment pay. It was awesome. It was great opportunity to stay in shape all summer as well, and visit, fly everywhere. Great. Wonder why they don't have a league anymore of that. It helps a lot of the minor hockey players to stay in shape and make some money.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the staying in shape part of it. What's kind of some of the different? I mean, you're not on ice, obviously. You've got, your skates have rollers on them. I mean, I get that, but what are some of the major differences? Are the penalties the same? Is playing the game the same? Is what exactly makes that different?
One of the major difference is going from hockey to roller is easy, but going to roller to skates is not easy because all four wheels touch the floor at the same time. When on the ice is only a dime. The blades is only as big as a dime that touch the ice at the time. So all your weights go to a dime. All your weights go to four wheels. So, I don't know if you can understand the difference. But, going to roller to hockey, the first hour you skate on ice, you look like you never played hockey. It's really hard. It's really hard to go back on the ice for the first hour for sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how was your personal transition from, going from ice to roller to ice?
You need the first, you just keep skating and you keep losing a edge. As soon as you want to start to go fast, you lose a edge. But after an hour and a half, your brain and your body kind of get it back,
So over time, I'm guessing you still keep up with NHL hockey. Do you have a certain team that you root for?
No, I never keep up with NHL hockey. I never really watch it.
Okay. I was going to ask you, what you thought had changed in the game. Why is there a reason that you don't, I guess, necessarily like keeping up with NHL hockey? I mean, I know for me, sometimes I'm just too busy. We get into it towards the end of the season, but
I watch the playoff. I used to love Steve Yzerman as a kid, so I watched videos of him a lot.
Yeah.
I focus only on him, and I copy a lot of his plays, his move, and of course I watched the playoffs. I'm a playoff guy. That's the best hockey out there. Great playoff here this year too. In the NHL, I watched that, but in the season, I'm not too much in it.
Yeah, I understand that. I get a little overwhelmed with how many different games and different things I got to keep up with.
There's a million, any sports, I don't know, all the millions are throwing out there, and all us in the minors, we get crap for promoting hockey, in the South, and NHL never really sent us any birthday card or anything.
So if you could sum up, what your hockey career maybe taught you, or what it really resonated with you in your life, what would you say to that?
Oh, what do you mean? What did my career resound like?
Yeah, if you could look back on your career, what did hockey, I guess, teach you? What have you kind of carried with you all of these years from that?
Oh, well, I'm a hard worker. Like my dad say, the game is not over till the buzzer go down. So I would keep working hard till the buzzer hits, And win or lose, you do your best. You get out of that ice with your head up because you give it your all. So pretty much what I've done all my career, work hard.
Now, I know that you name dropped a few former players earlier. I heard Chris George's name and a couple of others. Do you have any really good stories you want to share on any of those guys?
Oh, well, I don't know. Good stories. Oh, well. Well, no, not that comes up to me. No, really. We got good team stories. Like the first year we won, we left Huntsville to go to Lakeland to play in the final in Lakeland, and the bus broke down 45 minutes outside Huntsville.
Yeah.
And we're stuck there 8 hours. That's a good story.
Okay. So tell us, how did that whole situation?
I think they called a bus, and the bus that came in broke down. Then they called another bus. The other bus got an accident. Then they called a third bus, and we were there 8 hours. We would eat all the food, watch almost all the movie you, bro. And 8 players had to stay in Huntsville and use the plane the next day. And awesome, I was one of those 8 players. Yes.
Wow, that is crazy. So how, when you guys finally got to that game, I mean, how did you guys how were you guys playing? I mean, that's a lot to go through on the journey to get there.
Yeah, we win it against all the everything against us. And it was the win even tastes better.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of characters. So we kind of fuel on that stuff. And Dago, Dagsy, man, fuck, he was out there. Yeah, the old general was there.
Yeah,
eating everything, winning playoffs. Yeah, amazing team we had there. Sadly, we had the rules with veteran rules and all this stuff, and it would have been nice to stay together for a longer time than 4 years.
Yeah. Well, when you look back now, Havoc's just celebrated their 20th year, and it's hard to believe that we've been doing hockey, for like 20 years.
Already 20, and my jersey's not up there yet? Oh, no way, man. Shame on them.
Powers that be do listen to our podcast, so you can never guess. But is that, how do you reflect on that too, of someplace like Huntsville, Alabama, being able to have hockey for that long?
I think a lot of people from all the globes in Huntsville is not only Alabama people. I think that what helps Huntsville to be such a good hockey place as well. I think there's a lot of people from any country, North country, right?
Yeah.
Huntsville is a big mashup of a bunch of people, and I think people is looking for a good time and love hockey. And before they went to Huntsville, and when they see Huntsville, I think the Von Braun Center really helped. That rink is old, but it's such a great ambience. And I don't know if they have the boards over there that I used to hit in them, but they were as good that they moved so much. Make that noise.
Some of them do still do that. And it's funny you said you're talking about the Von Braun Center itself. There's been a lot of chatter on some of the online outlets about how many season ticket holders that we have coming up this year. And it's like almost like a record number of season ticket holders for the team. And that's kind of a new thing. Everybody's really getting involved, it seems, lately. Over the past few years with hockey up here. So it's been kind of neat for me too to see it grow.
Maybe because the boys made some kids or what? That's how the kids get season one.
I don't know what it is. I just know that it's a booming thing up here.
I just threw that out there. Sorry.
Jonathan, thank you for taking some time to chat with us. We really appreciate it. It's always fun to catch up with some of the guys who were a part of the early years of the team. It's always neat to kind of find out what you guys are up to now, but then also kind of how your journey kind of set. Because without you guys, we would have no Havoc necessarily. We would not be in the hockey area that we are here in Huntsville. So we really appreciate you taking some time.
Well, it was the Blast before us too. They did a good job doing promoting hockey as well. I don't know if you knew about the Huntsville Blast before the Channel Blast. Yeah, and I just hit 50 years old last week too. Saturday last week. Take a beer for me, guys. I'm 50 now. I'm smarter.
Well, Jonathan, thank you for stopping by and chatting with us again. You've had a really long and illustrious career in hockey, 12 leagues, 17 different teams. You got some championship cups in the process and some of that. So really appreciate you sharing that with us.
I love it anytime. And we can do this every week if you want, Laura.
Thank you. Havoc fans, we hope that you have enjoyed, chatting and listening to Jonathan today. I know we're in the off season and we're getting ready for hockey to start back. If you're following the Havoc online, you've seen that they've got jersey night updates. They've got season ticket holder updates. They've got outreach updates. The Havoc office is doing a lot of really cool stuff in the off season. So be sure to check that out. And
some season tickets. Yeah.
Yes, as Jonathan says, buy some season tickets. That's definitely important. We want to fill that Von Braun up, make it the absolute place to be. Inter-rival, of course, as always, in the SVHL League. So as I always say, stay sharp in the slot, keep reeking of Huntsville Havoc hockey, and we'll talk to you next time.
The Reekin Havoc Podcast.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Join us now for Huntsville's greatest hits, where current and former players recount their most memorable dropping of the gloves.
Havoc defenseman Dominic Procopio.
I think my favorite fight in Huntsville is probably against Pensacola. I mean, we ended up not winning, but we were kind of flat, and Malik Johnson in Pensacola, I asked him to fight. He said, yeah, I think I got the better of him, in my opinion. And I usually don't fire the bench up, but I tried to get the guys going, and they responded pretty well. I think we lost in like overtime or something, but we came back from like a 3-goal lead. So I was like, hey, like it works, right? So it was good. It's not that I love it. It's just I'm a big guy. I'm physical. Guys want to get mad. And then the next thing you know, it's like, okay, if no one else is going to do it, I'll do it. No one in our team and organization is there to fight, right? We're all there to play hockey. It's just kind of a byproduct of it.
We'll be back with the Reekin Havoc Podcast.
In June of 2005, our twin girls were delivered, Melissa and Ann Catherine, and they were born 14 weeks early.
Amy and Chris George talk about the Melissa George Neonatal Memorial Fund.
They both weighed less than 2 pounds. Ann Catherine was 115 and Melissa was 1'9". Melissa lived for a couple of hours, but all of the medical technology in the world just could not have saved her, and she passed away while she was in the NICU. Chris realized pretty early that God had given us a platform that we could use to try to help people. So Chris and I started the Melissa George Neonatal Memorial Fund at Huntsville Hospital.
To know that Melissa's name is living on, her legacy continues. And I think that was very important to Amy and I, is why, the fund is named after her. Because for 7 weeks, Melissa fought so that Ann Catherine would have a chance to live. And I think that we wouldn't be doing her name any justice if we didn't carry on, because we know we wanted to honor her and honor her legacy. And the community, Huntsville Havoc, the community in Huntsville itself, they've rallied around that. And it's been a wonderful support system for us. And I think for a lot of families too, when they see total strangers that are giving.
We're online at HuntsvilleHospitalFoundation.org. Click on the Melissa George Neonatal Memorial Fund, and you can give that way.
There's no donation that's too small, and every dollar is just as important as the next one. And if you're giving, then we understand you're giving because you care. And that's what's important, is that we've learned over the years that people give because they care.
And you can volunteer. If you're interested in that, you can click on the volunteer tab to fill out an application. We are grateful for any type of support, because we know that once we pull those dollars together, we can do big things.
For more information on the Melissa George Neonatal Memorial Fund, visit HuntsvilleHospitalFoundation.org.
This is Kyle Sharkey, and you're listening to the Reekin Havoc Podcast.
Another fan favorite, Brian Wilson, has been re-signed to the Havoc for next year. This past season was Wilson's third as a pro, where he had a 2.63 goals against average and a .907 save percentage. He was called up to the ECHL's Newfoundland Growlers for 3 games during that time. Wilson came to the Havoc from the Danbury Hat Tricks in the FPHL, where he played in 41 games. His college career was spent at D1 Niagara University. The 5th annual Havoc Classic Golf Tournament at Cherokee Ridge will be August 26th. Door prizes will be given to each golfer. Shotgun start will be at 1, with registration opening at noon. Cost for a foursome is $500. For more information and registration, go online to huntsvillehavoc.com/Havoc-Classic. The annual Meet the Team party will be October 21st from 5 till 7 p.m. for both season ticket holders and the general public. In addition to meeting the team, season ticket holders can pick up their gifts. There will be a backstage tour of the VBC. You'll get a preview of the recently installed giant video boards, and there will be complimentary food. Go to HuntsvilleHavoc.com to RSVP. The first annual School Day Showcase will be Wednesday, February 26th. It's an inter-squad game and skills competition starting at 10:30 a.m., incorporating educational elements to provide a unique learning experience for students. Tickets are $15 and include a free ticket to any home game in March, with the exception of the 29th, with 2 free tickets per class for teachers and or chaperones. For more information, go online to HuntsvilleHavoc.com and click on School Day Showcase. Season tickets for next year are now on sale. Full, half, or quarter season plans, as well as group tickets are available. Go to the menu at HuntsvilleHavoc.com and click on the Tickets tab. Summer hours for the Havoc front office are Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m.
Join the Havoc Text Club for exclusive offers, information, and more. Go to the Huntsville Havoc Facebook page for the sign-up link.
The Reekin Havoc Podcast.
For those returning from military service, the transition back to civilian life isn't always easy. Retired Marine Gunnery Sergeant Bill Cook talks about still serving veterans.
The mission of still serving veterans is to serve and honor veterans and their families by empowering them to build meaningful lives. And we do that through connecting to fulfilling careers, getting the benefits they deserve, or the services that they need. We have never charged anybody anything for our services. A group of business leaders in town felt there was a need to help the seriously wounded make that transition back into civilian life. Employment services, VA benefits, and connections to other community services. That's what we do. If you're a veteran and you need help, please get a hold of us. Go to that website, ssv.org, and you can find out pretty much anything you need to know about still serving veterans.
In Huntsville, call 256-883-7035.
For tickets, official Huntsville Havoc merchandise, and more, go to HuntsvilleHavoc.com. Visit our website at ReekinHavoc.com. Look for us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and Threads. And listen, follow, and subscribe to the Reekin Havoc podcast on your favorite platform to keep up with the only weekly podcast covering the Huntsville Havoc, the Reekin Havoc podcast.